It's 6:43. Historically, Indiana has one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the United States. Right now, efforts are being made to reverse that fact. Women for Change is hosting a virtual conversation on the topic between legislators and community leaders tomorrow. Rima Shahid, the executive director of Women for Change Indiana, and Dr. Velvet Miller, who will be moderating the event, join us this morning. Good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. This is such an important topic. The event itself is called Listen, Connect, Participate, Maternal Health and Infant Mortality. Rima, I want to start with you. Just tell us more about the event. What information will people get here? Can they expect to walk away with?
Yeah, thank you. So our model is to bring together two elected officials from both sides of the aisle, two community experts and a wonderful moderator to talk about issues that really affect all Hoosiers regardless of where you live in the state. There's some assumptions about Hoosiers and the issues that affect them, whether it's a rural issue or an urban issue, but what we know about maternal infant mortality in the state of Indiana is that it is an Indiana issue. We rank 46th in maternal mortality in the state, and that's something that's not acceptable. And so participants should expect to hear from our panelists. They should also know that they're going to walk away with a survey just talking more about this issue and ways to get involved and help us really make change.
Dr. Miller, to you now, tell us a little bit more about your career and why you wanted to be involved in this.
My career is pretty lengthy. I've been around, but I looked at the data and saw that there's a lot of work being done and fortunately in Indiana, the infant mortality rate has improved, declined, meaning gotten better over the years, but there's very little attention to the mothers. I'm particularly interested in and was concerned about the rate and the disparities of mortality, maternal mortality for Black women, African American women, and other women of color. So that got me started and looked at the fact that 60% of those deaths are preventable. That means we can do something about it. That spurred me on and got me involved up to my hips in this issue and encouraged others to join me. So we have now spread the word and will continue to spread the word that there are things we can do.
Rima, I want to get back to you now. You know, one thing that you and I have talked about before is changes for women in the state need to happen at the state legislature. Women need that support. So what's the goal in terms of the legislation? When you look at an issue like this, a very serious issue, what can the legislature do to support women and bring down these numbers?
Yeah, absolutely. We live in a state where in all 92 counties, people don't necessarily have quick access to a hospital, to a clinic where they can find accurate medical information about their bodies and what's happening to them. We live in a state where people are really having to struggle because doctors don't necessarily believe them when they tell them that there's something wrong. And what, as far as the legislature is concerned, they can increase public health funding so that we can make sure that people do have access to clinics and hospitals. And then, as you and I talked about in the past, we can also pass meaningful legislation around pregnancy accommodations in the workplace. Governor Holcomb stated in his 2021 State Address that Hoosier women make up half of the workforce, yet we don't have laws in place to protect those same women and to make sure that they are having a healthy pregnancy and giving birth to healthy babies. It's a serious problem that we have to look at from multiple different angles.
We don't want women in a position where they ever have to choose between the health of their baby and their job. Rima Shahid and Dr. Velvet Miller, such an important topic. Thank you so much for joining us this morning to talk about it. For more information, the website is womenforchangeindiana.org. If you want more information or to register, guys, thank you both so much. And Scott, we'll send it over to you.